Hi, today you join Teddy and I in a favourite place of ours, which is Bredon on the Hill, which is on the Leicestershire-Derbyshire borders. It's a place that we've been to before. We like it up here because, well, this place brings back good memories for us. We had our first and only ever phone contact into VK6 up here, Australia. So we're up here again today. It's a beautiful day. We've got a bit of time. And we're going to play a bit of radio, and we're also going to do some testing as well today. I've got a few issues with my VHF aerial, which I'm hoping to work through. So hopefully you'll join us. So this is panning round from the south into the east now, and you may just see, just to the left of the beacon, the tower on the horizon in the distance. That's East Midlands Airport. That's probably around about 4 miles away. And then, so that would be north from here. And then moving round into the west. There's the lovely church. And then back into the south. Right, so I brought a fair bit of kit with me today, just to try various different things. So first thing I want to do is just test my collinear that I've got on top of the van. It's just a little 270 I don't know, copy of a diamond super gainer antenna. I don't think it's working particularly well, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the 991 to the 857. Hopefully I'll be able to get a station on air to talk to me and perform some sort of tests. And then I'm also going to swap aerials to the Slim Jim and do some tests like that, and hopefully come to a conclusion, hopefully, that everything's fine and there's just nobody on. So let's get cracking. Right, so the first thing I've done to try and test my VHF setup in the van is I've rigged up this Slim Jim antenna, which it's only temporary, so it doesn't need to be too secure. It's just on a couple of these sucker mounts that I bought from Screwfix or eBay or somewhere. They're typically used for removing panes of glass. So the pole that I'm using is just a 6 metre fiberglass pole from Decathlon, and the Slim Jim is just homemade. So first of all, let's just test using the antenna analyzer. You've seen me use this before, so I won't bore you with how it works. So, okay. And there's the part of the band that we want. And as you can see, it's as near as, damn it, perfect. Now, at this stage, it all went a little bit weird, to be honest. So I'll explain the reason why I'm not recording the video now. I've got no adversity to the police. I'm not on the run or anything like that. But as you may have already noticed, my number plate here in the UK is classed as illegal because of the way that it's spaced. So whenever I see a police car, I'm always very cautious, because I am conscious that one day I could get stopped because of it. So anyway, I was in the middle of trying to fault find the problem with the antenna on top of the van, and one by one, around 7 police cars turned up. And they weren't your standard average town police car. Some of them were unmarked. There was a black X5, there was a black Volvo Estate, there was another black car, and there was maybe four marked response cars. And yeah, you can probably imagine what I was thinking. So anyway, I stopped recording the video, and a couple of the guys came over and just started to have a chat. What was I up to? And I explained, and you know, they duly glazed over after a minute or so, so that served its purpose. They were up there on an exercise. They wouldn't tell me what they were doing. They clearly weren't your average bobbies. They all had tasers, and they had the normal, the sort of soft caps that you see like SWAT guys wearing. So I don't know whether SO19 is the right phrase, but I would imagine that they were up there doing some kind of exercise or something. There were a couple of guys with instructor bibs on. So they stayed up there for the best part of an hour, which I must confess did put me a little bit on edge. You know, literally I had police cars all around the van. And I'm sure that anybody that came up there to walk their dog probably turned around and went down, because it did look a little bit suspicious. But anyway, they stayed up there for about an hour, and then they all went. No idea where to. And at that I carried on. And then after about 3/4 of an hour, a van turned up with two regular officers in. And they were interested in what I was doing. You know, they asked me what I was doing there. And as soon as I explained it's amateur radio, the response came back, but what do you need that for? You know, we've all got phones these days. So I humoured him, and I tried to explain, but you could see that it just wasn't going in. All he was interested in, no offence to him, you know, because he was doing his job, he was making sure that I wasn't up to anything naughty, because I was on the flight path to East Midlands Airport. So there you go. You know, I'm really, really pleased that it ended well. However, it did mess up my day in terms of playing radio, because by the time they'd gone, my friend then turned up for a chat, and it was 1:30, and it was getting cold then. So I actually called it a day, having achieved not a lot. But I'll take you back to the video, because I did actually reach some conclusions. But there you go. Quite an eventful day, really. Right, so I won't bore you with all the details, but I think I've proven that the collinear is faulty, because I've just used the 857. The 857 is on the Slim Jim, and I've got over into Wales on a 5 and 5, and he gave me 5 and 9. On the collinear, there was no copy either way, and that's using exactly the same feeder, which actually comes from the mount on the roof of the car, through the van, into the 857. So yeah, the problem, thankfully, isn't the radio. The radio is more than capable. The problem is the antenna, which is the best result, because if it was the radio, then that would cause me a lot of problems. So I'll just let you have a look at what I've done. So yeah, we've got the antenna basically using exactly the same feeder. It is a Diamond Super Gainer SG7 9600, so I think we just need to replace that, really, which is a shame. Well, there you go. Not the video that I wanted it to be, but an interesting day, a bit of excitement. And I think the thing to take away from this is, just because you've got a really good SWR on your antenna doesn't necessarily mean it works. You can get a really good SWR from a 50 ohm resistor, but you probably won't get very many contacts. So there you go. Sorry it's not a great video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Look forward to making the next one, and hopefully that will be a bit more entertaining. Take care. Bye for now.